chopper, are you Nigel Farage in disguise? He said, well, the Reform Party MPs didn't even bother to turn up to the debate.
Well, I was in the debate today, and it's interesting, Martin, that it says going to be that Nigel's been fawning over Putin. Well, I think, in the coming days we're going to see Sir Keir Starmer fawning over President Trump, cap in hand, with the old begging bowl out. But it's interesting that it says the world's a changing place, and this has been 3 years in the making. Now, let's just remind ourselves, Martin, it's only Reform UK that had this policy in their manifesto at the last election to increase defence spending and cut foreign aid. So we're ahead of the curve. He's done a cut and paste on our policy, and actually he should be thanking Nigel and maybe get Nigel to advise him in the future.
Matthew Sedlin.
Yeah, it's a big moment. Real lives are on the line in eastern Ukraine. The sovereignty of Ukraine is up for grabs. Donald Trump picks up the phone to Putin. I agree with Lee what he said earlier. It is good to speak to Putin, but what's not good is to offer him pretty much everything he wants at the first opportunity for Putin to ask. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. But he's basically given Putin what he wants. On Nigel Farage, I thought Starmer did come out fighting. I think Starmer is starting to look like a leader. And Farage, your leader, Lee, has said in the past that he admires Putin as a political operator. That is a shameful comment, and it will dog your party and your leader.
Well, it won't, Matthew, at all. I think what you're trying to do is you're misquoting Nigel when he said that. I think
I'm not.
I can't remember the quote exactly, but he admired a man who's capable of doing such things.
Imagine saying that of Putin. You would agree that's shameful.
No, give it a rest, mate. He's also said there's a wicked, horrible dictator as well. But you've not quoted that.
Talking with a forked tongue.
You've not quoted that.
Would you ever say that? Would you ever say?
You're very selective with your quotes, and you've not called out this violence from last night.
Yes, I have. I've just called it out.
No,
Lee, you're getting rattled. Would you say that Nigel Farage, it was a shameful thing to say that he admired Putin as a political operator or not?
Listen,
that is out of tune with the British public, isn't it?
He's explained this many, many times. You're very selective with your memory.
By saying he liked him as a political operator, which is a disgrace.
You can admire what someone's achieved in their life without agreeing with them.
You cannot admire Putin for anything. You can't admire Putin for anything. You couldn't admire Hitler or Mussolini for anything.
I admire you, Matthew, to see where you've got to in your life being a political commentator. I don't particularly agree with anything you say.
Putin now, are you? Come on.
You see, look,
this is ridiculous.
Arguments
on the issue now, though, this is a really important moment for Starmer. He looked prime ministerial there. How does he respond to Trump when he's face to face?
Because
it was very impressive. It was very impressive what Macron did. Let me quickly make the point.
He'll do as he's told, like a little lapdog.
Hang on, let me make the point. Macron was impressive yesterday when he did fact-check Trump to his face. Trump is surrounded by yes men and women and by his pet Elon Musk, or is it the other way around? Good for Macron. But Starmer also has to navigate a tricky path.
Matthew, do you actually think, for 1 nanosecond, and let's be realistic here, do you actually think that people like President Macron and Sir Keir Starmer are going to stand up to Donald Trump and he's even going to listen to a single thing they say? Have not the last couple of weeks shown us that the entire European leadership are immaterial, irrelevant, bit players? This is now the two big dogs, like it or lump it, it's Putin and Trump.